What is up, Canada? If you thought the Canada Shore House couldn't get any more dramatic, think again. I'm your host, Erica Hill, and this is The Aftershore. This week on The Aftershore, I'm being joined by not one, not two, but three icons from Canada Shore. Hi, Christopher, welcome back.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm good, baby. I'm ready. And Giselle, we have a lot to discuss with you as well.
Oh my God.
And Lila, we all want to know, any new munches in your life, or?
I mean, every day there's a new munch. There's lots of munches to go around in this world. And I think if you're a man and you're not a munch, you're useless to society.
I might have to agree, honestly. Also, we've got a lot of people ready on the line to weigh in. That's right, through our duck phone over here. But before we pick up the duck, let's take a look at what's been going on these last couple weeks.
This summer has been complete chaos, but we are family.
I love this song. Oh my God.
I think my feelings are growing stronger and stronger for him every day.
Wow, your eyes are beautiful.
Kiga be pissed at me, but I'm just trying to get a sale.
Oh, they're making out right now.
He's talking all these dreams. The red flags are getting a little too much.
I'm not gonna trick though, you gotta buy your plane ticket.
All right, goodbye.
Big boom in the room, can't handle us.
All right, we gotta start where the chaos began, which was the t-shirt shop shifts. Lila, Christopher, maybe the most chaotic shift buddies I've ever seen in my life. Lila, you were literally yelling at people to buy t-shirts. How would you describe yourself as workers?
I think we were great. I think Dax was a massive hater. Huge hater. Actually, I don't know what his problem was. He ended up apologizing to me, actually, at one point. Like, not that day, but like another time I saw him. And I'm like, save your apologies for somebody else because you made us look stupid.
Yeah.
And he was like, you're taking too long. It had literally been 2 minutes.
Yeah, because he literally hit up Snooki to try to like get you in check after calling you Lippy. Do we think that was warranted? Lippy, not so much?
I think that I'm a very much you're nice to me, I'm nice to you kind of girl.
Right.
And I guess he's just not used to girls being rude to him.
Laying down the
and
law.
I'm the kind of girl that I will be rude to anybody. I will never be able to keep my mouth shut. If I feel like you're being disrespectful towards me, it's just not gonna be a good time for you.
So maybe Lippy, maybe not. The jury is still out on that one. Okay. And then Giselle, I feel like your shift with Riley was like night and day.
Oh
you guys were working hard. Was that because you guys were good workers or because of Dax's connection with Riley?
You know what? Riley had to show that she's a hard worker and she was trying to get his attention a little bit.
Yeah, they
But
got
also,
special treatment.
Oh, we
because
did.
Dax was
It was
effing
raining.
one of them.
It was actually so raining. It was raining the whole entire time and there's nobody on the street. So
Right.
all we had to do was like, I watched Riley flirt with Dax and I was just there chilling. Like,
Yeah, you're vibing.
I'm chilling.
Yeah, hey, you know what? We can't talk about Dax and Riley without having Riley in the mix, so I think we're gonna give her a ring right now.
Call that girl up.
Hi, Riley.
Hello.
Hey, Queen!
Hi, baby. How are you doing?
We were just chatting about your shift with Giselle. How do you think the shift went? You know, employee of the month or maybe an HR violation? What do you think?
I think a little bit of both. You know what I mean? I think that's what makes it fun.
It's true. It's true. What's a little work without a little play? I feel you. You were immediately smitten by Dax. What was it about him that just got you going, girl?
He was fine, and we were like the same vibe when I met him. We had like similar interests and stuff when we were chatting. So, and he's sexy. Like, come on now.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Well, you didn't just walk out with a paycheck. Riley, you secured a date with Dax at the Roomies pub crawl. Let's take a look.
Pub crawl, pub crawl.
If we go tonight, I think you should come with us. Would you be down?
Yeah, for sure.
The boss is super hot, and it's gonna come back crawling.
Oh, here we go again. It's about to get messy.
You're being sexy. Riley is making out with the boss. It's fucking gross. Why are you yelling at me? I'm not a guy's girl. Bro, give me the out of this car.
Okay, I think we have to get Emmett on the duck. Hi, Emmett. How's it going?
Stop, gang.
Hey.
The crowd goes wild. So Riley, when you invited Dax to the pub crawl, how much was it because you actually liked Dax and how much was just to make Emma jealous?
Probably 50-50. Let's be so for real. I mean, it's clear that I obviously did want to make him jealous. I said it like 50 times from what I saw. So it was definitely a part of it, but I did really like Dax. I think like in there, it's hard to find people that maybe you're vibing with when we're on night out. So like when there is someone that you're vibing with and you're kind of liking their vibe, you kind of have to. There's nothing else, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to take that opportunity when it comes. I definitely feel that. Emmett, you mentioned to Ethan numerous times. First, we got to mention the bounce that's going on over there, too. You mentioned to Ethan numerous times that you were not upset. Not upset, not upset. But I have to ask one more time, were you upset?
Not at all. I didn't care.
Liar.
Oh.
You're sitting there like, I'm so sorry, but it's like, I don't even know how to describe him. He looked like a blobfish, like a permanent frown. Like, I don't know how else to say it.
So he cared. And from your perspective, he definitely cared.
He cared.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not easy watching something like that, but you guys were battling casual, not casual, so there was a lot going on. So Riley, how about you? Do you feel like you did anything wrong in that scenario?
Yeah, like I was doing a bit too much at the end of the day. I think like also in there, like a day feels like 4, you know what I mean? So like you really do bond with people quickly. Emmett was the first person to come in the house with me. We kind of had that one-on-one longer than like most other people. And I feel like because of that and being out of your element and in a whole new environment, you kind of like bond with people or whatever. So like I think definitely I reacted in ways that maybe I wouldn't on the outside, but you do on the inside.
You know, it is what it is. I totally feel that. What about you guys? Do you think that Riley should have done some things differently? What's the tea?
You know what? Me and Riley have been very close this season, and it was kind of hard watching like her and Emmett have like this connection. Emmett would like bring her tea and be so like cutesy and do all these like boyfriend, may I say, things that kind of like confuse the whole situation. And after they had their little falling out, I'm like, Riley, find somebody new. We go to work, we see Dax.
Right.
Dax is sexy. I'm like, okay, go on, white boy, woo.
Yeah.
And she had her fling that she's been wanting.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her. Girl, make out with, this is the shore house. Make out, bring people back. Like, people are acting like, oh my God, Riley's making out. This is the freaking shore house. What else are we supposed to do? Come on, this ain't no kiss
I agree.
channel.
I agree. I'm into that. I'm into that. Well, that night wasn't just about who you brought, it was about who was playing matchmaker. And there's one person who had a lot to say. But first, I want to take it to the couch. Was Kiera being a girl's girl or a guy's girl in that moment?
Guy's girl.
Ooh, got one for guy's girl. What you think?
I'm not answering that question. I think I plead the 5th.
Pleading the 5th, Christopher?
I'm gonna plead the 5th as well, just because, you know what? Actually, I'm not gonna plead the 5th. I think that was a very guys girl situation. I think it was. I think that she really could have just kept her mouth shut and everything would have been perfect. And I feel like if she did keep her mouth shut, then none of this would have happened.
Yeah, it wouldn't have blown up the way that it did.
I think that they were both wrong for sure.
Right.
But you also, there's girls and then there's guys at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And like, yes, Riley hooking up with another guy, like in front of Emmett's face, yeah, that upset him, that made him upset. But then you don't go and like go out of your way to bring another girl over for him. So I see that also. And then the digs at each other the whole night, like the tooth gem thing. It's like, grow them up. I had tooth gems all of high school. Like that pissed me off, that comment actually in the moment, because it's like, if you get hair extensions, can everyone else get extensions? Hello, sorry to tell you, but wearing tooth gems and like doing all this stuff, it's like, is it Wednesday? Like everyone does that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it just felt like it escalated and it really took a turn. So
overdramatic.
Let's get Kiera on the line. Hi, Kiera. So good to finally have you on the After Shore.
Hello, thank you for having me. So happy to be here.
So we were just chatting about Riley bringing Dax to the pub crawl and you playing matchmaker for Emmett, just to kind of catch you up. But Riley, I want to hear from you. You said that Key was being a guy's girl. Can you break down the difference between what a girl's girl and a guy's girl is?
Right, like to me, it's like, a good example, I guess, was that I was going through it for at this point, like a while, right? We're on episode 5. So I had been going through it and I didn't feel that anyone was like bringing guys for me, even though I was crossing out in the club, and instead I was called annoying or like, you know, like those sorts of things, which I was, and I agree. You know what I mean? Like I get it 100%. But then when the roles were reversed and he's like sad because I was doing the same thing that he has been doing in my face for what, like I don't know at this point how long it's been, but a decent amount of time of me having to watch him make out with girls in my face. And then I felt like I was getting my lick back and that it was my turn. And then it just kind of felt like it was not ruined, but like sort of like overcasted by this whole situation. So for me, it was just the difference of like maybe me going to Key about my feelings about Emmett, or like just she knows how like I was all messed up and all freaking out and stuff, and just like wishing she wouldn't have done that because we are friends, and as a girl we know what it's like to kind of go through those sorts of things, if that makes any sense.
Right. No, that definitely makes sense. So Key, what do you think? What was the intention there?
Well, for starters, I don't think I would go so far as to say I was playing matchmaker. I think overall, like, we were all just out having a good time. A girl initially approached me and asked me about Emmett. And I think the timing was probably not ideal because I just went ahead, no harm. Like, I didn't think it was going to cause, obviously, the eruption that it caused. And I think I just went and without thinking was kind of like, oh, like the guy over there, like you're interested in him. And I kind of just went along and just did what I feel like kind of anybody would do in that situation. I wasn't just going to turn my back and be like screw off, like I'm not speaking to you. And especially just in the moment, I felt like there was a happy balance. I thought Riley, you know, it was so good to finally see her happy. And I was like, honestly, everybody, it seems like there's a good balance here, but Emma still was like really just down in the dumps. And I thought, everyone's having a good time right now. What's the harm? And I think in the moment, I really did say that to myself. What is the harm in doing this? And I think like going into it, knowing now like what came out of it, I wouldn't have done that. But I think the comment about the guy's girl that really obviously pushed me past a point, like, and I think it just rubbed me the wrong way because overall I was happy for Riley. And although I said like, you know, it was a weird situation, I did speak to Riley prior to this. And we did say like, okay, like, oh my God, this is exciting. She came back to the house. She said she met a new guy. And I was like, yeah, that's great. Like, I did listen to the problems that she had with Emmett. I think that I was being supportive through the situation that was with her and Emmett. And I think that like, to kind of like put me in this box of like, this is what you are now. Like, I think that rubbed me the wrong way, and everyone's going to have their opinions. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I'm just like, I think it was just one of those moments where I did something thinking like, what is the harm? And like, obviously harm was done. So I'm looking back now, and obviously if I could go back and change the past, like, yeah, Riley definitely was probably upset about what I did because I would be upset too. And so like, you know, things happen, and if that's the name that they want to stick on me, then so be it. I'm not here to well, I know myself. I know that I wasn't in there just trying to cause harm to anybody. Like Riley and I have since spoken, and like, you know, that I wasn't just like intentionally trying to like make you, you know, feel a certain way. I think just in the moment, the drinks were flowing, everyone was having a good time, and I said, you know what? The girl asked about Emmett. There you go. You can take him.
Yeah.
It's a free for all right now. Go fucking.
No, I know. It is crazy when you're out and you don't know where to turn. There's like people coming up to you. I totally get that. But it definitely erupted on the car ride home. It got mad intense on that drive. So how much of it, Riley, was the alcohol speaking versus the truth?
A lot of it was the alcohol speaking. I do think like the digs that were going on throughout the night, like we saw a few, but I just felt like I kept continuously going up to Giselle and just sort of saying like, was that a dig? Was that a dig? Like I just felt, and maybe that could be me reading into things because of course like I can wear that 100%, but I did feel like I was getting digs all night. So then by the time we got in the car, it was like a quick switch. Like I was just throughout the night, it kind of got to the point where we were in the car, I was just at this level 10, which I don't love that that I was screaming like that and acting like that. That's out of character and I don't love that.
Yeah, but it just kind of kept building throughout the night. Little comments. I see some little hands going over here. Giselle, you were actually in the car watching this all transpire. So what's your take?
Well, I was in the car. I said a few things in the car, but y'all don't see all that part. But I just feel like aside from Kiara, talking to this girl coming up to Kiara saying, hey, I like Emmett, cool, play matchmaker, I don't care.
Right.
It's the little digs is the thing I have a problem with because that's what I feel like egged on Riley to like explode like that. Like the little, Dax isn't even that cute, like Bauer's hotter than Dax. Girl, you have your own man. Maybe leave Riley and her new man alone. Like, I personally, not a fan of white boys. Like, I don't date white boys. But, like, he's cute.
Yeah,
like,
right.
he's not my type. But, like, he's okay. He's
Yeah.
cute. And as Riley's friend on the show, I was happy for her. I'm like, yes, girl, go do your thing. Make out with Dax, being supportive. You can't be supportive and then say, oh, he's not really that cute. Like, Bauer's hotter. Or, like, oh, that's what you were happy about. Like, that's what you were excited about. The little digs, a tooth gem dig. Girl, I'm still on you about that one. I still have my tooth gem to this day.
Yeah, you see, tooth gems can tear people apart.
I don't care about my tooth gems.
No, but it's true. There's a lot. He said, she said, it goes back and forth, and I think it really did escalate throughout the night with all of these little things. We are going to shift gears a little bit because this one caused the internet to have a lot of controversy, and I have to ask, is a bet a bet? What do you guys think?
A bet is a bet.
I think a bet is a bet.
Oh, you just say that.
You're like, fake.
No, I think a bet is a bet unless you're Christopher Brown. I think that I don't really care what the internet has to say about me. I really also don't care what the cast members have to say about me as well. I can do whatever I want, and if it was really a problem, they would still be staying in that bed, and nobody was in that bed. Who ended up sleeping in that bed? It was me. So if you really wanted the bed and you really thought a bet was a bet, you should have taken the bed from me, and they didn't.
Oh, see? Well, let's take a look at the bet aftermath, shall we?
You dumb bitches. Thought I would sleep in a fucking bunk bed with you?
That's your mattress.
You're a little fucking. You're so fucking bunk bed. My daughter was in this house. I would never let her touch any of you.
Chris, where's this coming from, bro?
We were like family like an hour ago.
I am pissed right now.
Me, dude.
Christopher. You made a bet, and it did not turn out the way that you expected. But there are definitely some people who I think want to weigh in on this topic. So let's call up Emmett and Isaiah. What up, guys?
Hello. What's going on in here, yo?
Look at them.
What's up?
All right, let's talk about the bed bet. Christopher, look at me. Isaiah is a foot taller than you. What did you think was going to happen?
I didn't care that he was a foot taller than me. I think that clearly, like I said, I had no shoes on and I had an ankle injury from before. And if that wasn't a thing, I would have made the raise.
No.
See, okay, I like that you're saying that because show of hands.
Jogging.
Jogging, stop. Show of hands. Who thinks that Chris should have honored the bed bet?
Of course.
Isaiah, be so real with us. You knew you were gonna beat Chris. Were you actually serious about the bet?
Honestly, like, I'm just like petty. Like, I knew how much the bet meant to him. So if he really thought he could beat me in a race, I was going to take the one thing that was going to piss him off.
So did you have full intention of giving the bed back, or were you planning on taking that bed and running with it, no pun intended?
Well, honestly, I wasn't even sleeping in that room that night, so I wasn't really tripping about the bet. That's why I gave it back to him. I ain't gonna lie.
So Lila, you were pretty defensive over Christopher's bed, and we love a bestie who defends their bestie. So what was the breaking point where you were like, no, this is enough, give him his bed?
I think that I'm very loyal as a friend. And coming into the Shore House, this is no offense to anybody else, I didn't click with anyone, and I genuinely, in my full heart of hearts, believe that nobody there liked me except for Christopher. I felt that he was the only one that was kind to me and gave me the time of day, to be totally honest with you. So I had already heard him complain about how uncomfortable he feels in that bedroom.
Yeah.
So, and I think unless you're in his shoes, and I'm a very empathetic person, I have never lived my life, obviously, as a gay man surrounded by this type of situation, but I can put myself exactly in that situation. Not exactly, but I can sympathize and empathize to the situation, and I understand that he needs his own space, for one. And Emmett, I see you smirking, and there's nothing funny, for one. No, I'm not even joking. I'm not actually even joking. I don't like you. Continue. I can put myself in that situation completely, and I understand the need of space. He was really dumb. I'm sorry. It was really stupid for him to make that bet. You can see me in the episode saying, please don't do this. Don't make this bet.
Yeah.
So I knew that it'd end up with me ending up fighting for him because I knew he was going to I knew he was going to lose.
Yeah.
The guy's a giraffe. You lost. Like, what do you want from me?
It really could have gone either way.
But I'm also just like,
if there wasn't an ankle injury and he had shoes.
Well, it gets to the point where like he has expressed his difficulties being in that bedroom many times. Be the bigger person, just let him have the bed. It was stupid, and we can rag on him for the rest of the thing about like, remember when you lost that race? Whatever, you know what I mean? But it gets to a point, and Emmett, stop smirking. I don't think you're funny, and I don't think you're cute either. So stop smirking at me.
Guy's in Mexico. He
thinks it's funny. Nothing's funny here.
Oh.
Things definitely escalated. They're escalating today. They escalated that day too to the infamous chip bag throw. So Christopher, where was your head at after the chip bag throw?
I didn't really care because I think if you're a real man, you're gonna throw a fist. But I mean, the chip bag worked in my favor because I probably know that Emmett could probably beat my So the chip bag, I appreciate the chip bag better than a fist. At the end of the day, gay, straight, whatever you want to call it, the bed was going to be mine no matter what. I don't care about what sexuality. The bed was going to be mine, and yes, I talk my yes, I do whatever I want, but at the end of the day, I know that I'm better than actually, all the guys in the house. Ooh. And I was going to make that bed mine, whether people believed it or not. Nobody was getting me out of that bed, and if they wanted to do it, they should have tried a little bit harder.
Hey, I mean, Emmett, it did seem like you tried a little bit hard to get him out of the bed. I would love to hear your perspective. Take us back to that day. Where were you at with the bet? What set you off?
A bet's a bet. That's just the way it is. I don't know what else there is to say. I mean, I definitely wasn't going to punch Chris in the face. I would have got sent home, so bag of chips had to suffice.
So funny.
I mean, he got the bet in the end, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I hear you, but I also want to flag that it was not your bet. So why did you feel the need to kind of take that on and be the champion for the bet being a bet?
Because Isaiah's my boy, and he wasn't in the room. And when I called for him, he didn't come, so I had to hold my foot on the ground.
Yeah, so it seems like it's just bestie versus besties over here.
They're not even besties. Emmett was no one's bestie. Like, he spent half the time crying on the show. He barely was friends with Isaiah. He's having a fit over the bed because he had a problem with Chris at the end of the day. He had a problem over the bed because he had a problem with Chris at the end of the day. That's the true answer, and he can give you any other answer he wants to. And Emmett, you know I love you, but like, let's be totally for real. You had a problem about the bed because you had a problem with Chris. So don't even lie about Isaiah's my best friend. Isaiah's never been your boy like that. So I don't know what you're talking about. Don't lie, just be straight up. Like, you have a problem. Something's wrong with you. You lie every time you speak. It's sickening.
Emmett, any final thoughts?
No, bro, bet's a bet. That's all it is. I don't have anything against Chris. I think he's hilarious. You lose a bet, you lose a bet. That's the way it is. If you go to the casino and play a hand of blackjack for $100 and you lose, they don't give you your $100 back because you get upset about it.
That's a good point, though, still.
The way it is. Bet's a bet.
Sorry, if you go to the casino and put a run of blackjack down, okay? If you go to a shore house, you don't spend the entire time crying.
Yeah,
that's what you signed up for.
Someone?
So someone doesn't know what they're signing up for. Maybe practice what you preach there, Emmett.
Well, at the end of the day, it looked like you guys made up because, Emmett, you did apologize to Christopher in front of everyone. Chris, how did you feel when Emmett made that apology?
I think that was a really big deal for him to apologize to me. I think that it takes a lot to apologize to like somebody one-on-one and in front of an entire group.
Yeah.
I could never do it, so I would give Emmett props for doing that. And I feel like it really meant a lot to me, and I think it started our friendship even after the show. I think that just hearing that apology really made me feel that like his intentions weren't horrible.
Right, yeah. And so Emmett, for you, obviously it is really big for someone to come and do a big public apology. What was going through your head? How did it feel to apologize to Chris? Take us back.
I mean, I just felt really bad for freaking out on him, obviously. It was like, watching it back, it's like, yeah, that actually wasn't that necessary, but definitely glad that I went and apologized and set things straight between the two of us, because like he just said, after the show, we're still friends.
You were saying it wasn't necessary. The apology wasn't necessary, or the chip bag wasn't necessary?
No, watching it back, like, freaking out on Chris wasn't that messy.
Oh, right. Okay. We just need a little bit of clarity because I felt the couch kind of tense next to me, and I was like, I'm gonna give you your chance. Yes.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
No, we totally get that. Things do escalate in the Shore House. Days feel like weeks, minutes feel like hours, and chip bags do tend to get thrown. So it was a big move for you to apologize, and we definitely appreciate it. Well, the next day got a little bit more tense. We're actually gonna give Ethan a ring. What's up, Ethan?
How you guys doing?
Well, we've actually been chatting about the bed fight, the pub crawl, and now we wanna know about the dramatic car ride home with you, Emmett, Bauer, Lila, and Christopher. Christopher, it felt like you and the boys were finally making some headway at the pre-drink. You guys were really connecting, but the energy in the car shifted quick, like real quick. So what happened?
I think that watching it back, I thought I did actually nothing wrong. I thought it was actually such a small comment that got tossed out of proportion. I think that if it didn't hit home to Bauer, then it wouldn't have caused such a chaotic scene. I feel like, so what? I said that I would not want my girl to date you or my daughter to date you. I didn't think that was a big deal at all. I think that clearly some people didn't take offense to the joke. Others did, and I think we need to look within because it was not that big of a deal. If you have a problem with that, it was a joke. It was a joke. And clearly you took offense to that. So clearly you believe in that. And if you're offended by what I say, then that's your problem and it's not mine. That's your issue.
I mean, Lila, you're shaking your head. We literally saw you begging Christopher to stop. What's your take?
It was the entire car ride, Christopher. It was not a joke. You were, and I'm gonna be honest, I hate you making me defend these boys because I hate that you make me do that in this moment. You were wrong, and I love you so much, but no.
I was
absolutely not.
They didn't have a problem with it.
But so there was nothing the whole night. We get in the car, and all of a sudden, it's like, you have
And it was though, it was the fact that Ethan brought up the fact that something about who starts the most in the house, and I just say what's on my mind. So I found it really offensive that everyone decided in that moment to gang up on me.
But Christopher, you make comments about everybody in the house all day long. So you can't, but you can't do that though. You can't dish it and not take it. And I love you, and that's what I'm telling you.
That's why I didn't take it.
And I'm gonna clock everyone. I'm very honest. No, you can't take it because there was one comment about you being a problem in the house, and look what happened in the car after.
Yeah.
And I didn't think
you need to be able to. No, you can't dish it if you can't take it.
I mean, things definitely escalated.
No.
And honestly, Christopher, you didn't even include Ethan in the attractive boys category. So Ethan, what's up with that?
I guess I'm not Chris's type.
So Ethan, what was your perspective? You were in the car, you were there. How did it feel from you?
I mean, we had a talk after, and we all understand that when you're drunk, sometimes you say, Chris says that he means it, but we all thought that, sometimes you get rowdy and say things you don't mean when you have some drinks. So I was kind of just taking it that way. Maybe Chris had one too many, and he was just saying things that came to mind, like he just said.
Yeah, you took it a little bit more as a joke. Emmett, I see you shaking your head. Joke, not a joke?
I'm not gonna lie, if you watch it, you can see me sitting in the backseat smiling. I was trying so hard not to laugh the whole time because Chris was just not stopping and just going off. And me personally, I thought it was hilarious. That's my take on it.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely didn't help when Chris didn't have me in the handsome person category, but other than that, it was okay.
That was the most hurtful comment of it all, that you were not attractive. It does hurt. But it did seem like the comment really hit home for Bauer. This was obviously really personal, and we saw him kind of crashing out a little bit over the weights. So Ethan, Emmett, what's the best way to handle Bauer when he's in a squat rack crash out?
I think that you just need to give the big guy a hug.
Yeah, give that big teddy bear a hug.
Yeah, Bauer's a big teddy bear, so he's got to give him a big hug.
Yeah, it did seem like he was in his feelings. He was maybe manifesting it as anger, but it did seem like he was pretty hurt by the comment. But thankfully, it seems like you guys were all coming together, including you, Chris. From broken handshakes to broken egos, let's shift gears a little bit, because while the boys were fighting over beds, some of the roomies were fighting for each other.
You rode OK Corral solo?
They're matching.
How do I get in contact with the crew if I like them, aka you?
Behave yourself.
Girl all night.
Behave
No.
How'd it go?
After this talk, I am 54% single.
That's not doable for me.
What's going on there?
That's not a lot.
Or you saw the same girl a few times?
I don't know how he thinks it's not a big deal, but I can tell like he genuinely thinks it's not a big deal.
Okay, we have to discuss Bauer. So Key, when Bauer was here, I said, I think you guys are super cute, but the past few episodes, you guys have been trying to figure out, is it casual, not so casual? So tell us, what was it?
I don't think we even could figure out what it was. I think it was kind of up in the air. We tried to have conversations about it. We could never really be serious with each other. I think that when you are in an experience like that, it's very easy to kind of latch on to somebody who you feel like safe and comfortable with. And I think it kind of was like that for us. I think we just got along really well. We felt like safe with each other. We felt like grounded. And I just like to say that's kind of what it was. We didn't really want to put the pressure on and make a title for ourselves. And I think that like we just enjoyed having each other, and the experience was a lot. And I think just having somebody to like lean on was something that we both kind of needed. And we bounced a lot off of each other. Like it was just good energy. And we kind of talked about like titles, and we just didn't really want to go to that extent, because once you put a title on things, that's when things really start getting confusing. So I think we just like kind of rode the wave a little bit.
Yeah, it was kind of like casual adjacent, I guess. When Bauer would be flirting with girls at the club, what would go through your head?
I think, in all honesty, I'm a bit of like a jealous type, overprotective type. Like, I think I've always been like that. And I think just seeing somebody who, again, I felt was like kind of like my safe space, seeing them like give their energy to somebody else, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I think that like I was trying to like keep my cool, because like I said, we didn't really have titles. We didn't really get into all of that. So I didn't want to seem like too like, overprotective, and I didn't want to like latch on too much. But I think just like, I'm just a jealous type, and I would be the first to admit it. Like, I know that, and I know I've always struggled with that my whole life. And I think that just like, I'd see that, and it wouldn't really, I don't know, it would rub me the wrong way. And that's kind of it.
Yeah. When something is casual, serious, adjacent, it is confusing, especially if you do tend to run jealous. But speaking of couples, Isaiah and Giselle were definitely the couple that made it feel real, like really real. So Giz, you had a moment with the girls where you felt like things were getting kind of too serious. Why did that scare you?
I feel like I came to this house to have fun. I've seen Jersey Shore. I know what it's all about. I've seen, Sammy and Ron. Like, I've seen, like, all the drama. So I didn't come to the Shore house to find love. Definitely not. But I came and I found someone really special. And we had a good bond. We get along really great. And it kind of scared me because, like, wow, do I really like this guy? Like, his personality is not normally my type. Like, he's a bit of a hoe. A bit of a hoe, threesomes and all. But I really did love his personality. I loved everything I got to know about him.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're at the Shore house, girl. What are you doing? Don't get into a serious relationship.
Yeah.
I was just confused. I'm like, why do I have feelings for this guy knowing I'm gonna leave in a couple weeks and go back to Toronto? He's gonna go back to Calgary.
You're like, wherever he's from.
wherever the hell he's from.
Yeah.
And it just didn't seem like it would work out, but I still had feelings. So it was really hard.
That is scary to try to balance those two things. And Isaiah, for you, how serious did you want things to get with Giselle? Because at the beginning, you kind of made yourself out to be like a bit of this player, not really the commitment type. So how serious did you want it to get?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm really not really like the type of relationship person, but when you're put in a house with somebody for that long, like you see somebody every day, it's like you fast forward, like, I don't know, it's crazy. So
yeah,
it just happened to work out that way, like I wasn't trying to catch feelings, but that's just what happens sometimes. So
I can get behind that too. I can definitely get behind that. That's
yeah, like
it's hard to
every day is
explain
crazy.
to
You have a date every day.
I know, it does tend to be such a pressure cooker environment, and things do move a lot faster than sometimes even you want them to. But Giselle, when we were at the ranch, you were finding out a lot about Isaiah From the fact that he saw the girl from the threesome at the bar, to his love language being physical touch, to you calling him an international slut. So what was going through your head as you were finding all these things out?
I just felt like by that time, you should kind of know the person I am. I'm not very like, oh, don't talk to this person. Like, if I already knew that the girl was there from like him meeting her when they were like on the t-shirt shop. If she was at the club, I'd be like, oh, that's the girl. I'd be like, oh, okay. But then hiding it from me just seemed a little sneaky. And then I think it was like Lila that brought it up. So it's like finding out.
Lila.
Finding out
thanks,
something.
Lila.
I speak the truth and nothing but the truth, so.
If you don't want the truth to come out, do not tell Lila. That is it. She will speak the truth, and we know that. We know that.
If you don't like it, check your behavior.
It's a girl's thing, you know? Girls don't want to find out something from somebody else. I'm not mad if she was there. I'm not going to control the girl. But, like, you know, a little heads up, like, oh, by the way, that girl's there. It's just, like, common courtesy.
And it's one thing for him not to tell anybody, but for other girls to know and you not to know, then you feel stupid.
Yeah, I was the only one looking like Boo Boo the Fool.
Yeah, right. And you can't be looking like Boo Boo the Fool. That's just not right. So speaking of international...
It's like a blast from the past.
Yeah, right? No, speaking of international, Isaiah, we heard you say that you wouldn't buy Giselle's plane ticket. What's up with that?
Yo,
Yeah, what's up with that?
honestly, no, I'm gonna stand on that. No, for real, I'm not buying no ticket. Like, if you wanna come see me, you wanna come do something with me, like, I'm not the type to just, like, go take a shorty on an all-inclusive vacation on me. Like, I'm not a trick like that. I'm gonna stand on that.
See, is it tricking if it's your girl, though? Giselle...
It wasn't my girl, though.
Like,
it wasn't my
so
girl.
funny.
Like, we wasn't together, though. That's the thing.
That's why your clothes look like they were made by Becky Homecki, okay?
There was no label on it. There was no label on it.
Sorry.
Okay, so there's no label on it for sure, but you know, he's talking about, oh, we should go to Greece, we should do these things. If you're a man and you have a job and you're a man and you invite a woman on a trip, I would assume, you would think, I would assume that you would, have the funds to not only pay for yourself, but your girl.
Right.
And I'm the type of girl where I'm a strong, independent Black woman. I could pay for myself. But for you to say, hey, let's go somewhere, but you have to pay your own. Why am I going to be with a man if he's not going to help me out with things or like make my life better? Like, what's the point? I could go on a girl trip with my girls and pay my way.
And Chris.
My girls.
Like, matter of fact, I'm going to Mexico with my man, my new man, and he's paying for it. So, wow, look how the tables turn.
You know what they say?
If a man need money to make your life better, that's not the way, bro. That's what I'm gonna say.
Men are supposed to be providers. You're not a provider. You're a provider of drama. Man, that's what you're a provider of, Isaiah. Honestly.
Yo, you're blowing up my speakers.
Less than a dog does.
All right, guys, let's reel it in. Because Isaiah, you were pretty open. Isaiah, you were open about the fact that you were like, I don't have a lot to spend. I don't got money like that. Like, and that's why it felt like it was tricking for you. You were open about that.
Why you said it like that, though?
You said it like that, bro. That was not me. No, I understand your perspective where you're like, I'm not trying to spend the money if I don't know what it's going to become. I do also understand that it's hurtful when someone sets that precedent right off the rip and makes you feel like you're just a random girl. So I do get that. But to everybody, you think it's tricking to buy Giselle a plane ticket? Yes or no?
No, I'd buy her a freaking ticket.
I love you, man.
Chris?
Hey, you buy it for her.
I will.
I'm not coming to see you. There's no ticket
It
to
should be
buy.
my bed instead of yours. That's the kicker.
I think tricking is a bad word. It's a bad word. Tricking is not a nice...
And tricking is not a plane ticket. Tricking is a Chanel bag. Tricking is not a $200 plane ticket from Toronto to Calgary, my love, please.
Christopher, what you think?
And I've never been in a relationship and I've gotten flown out. So, if you can't afford it, that's on you. You gotta work those construction hours a little bit more. But I understand what you're saying, and I don't want to come for anybody that can't afford a plane ticket. So I got it.
Chris, show me your vape right now, Chris.
Show your what? You want to see his what?
No. It's okay. Nobody understands, but Chris gonna understand. Watch yourself, Chris.
I guess the jury's still out on tricking.
I'm not gonna air him out because I'm a better person, but you know what I'm talking about.
I'll air you out. You're broke.
That seems like something that's going to be settled, perhaps off camera. Well, love is always in the air at the Shore House, and with that, our phone plan is up. So we are going to say goodbye to those through the duck. Thank you guys so much for chatting. See ya.
I love you guys.
See you later.
Goodbye. See ya. Bye.
crazy. This has been wild. All right, enough about the relationship deep dives, okay? Let's get back to what the shore does best, which is questionable decisions after midnight.
Genuinely can't take us anywhere.
I can't rely on
Were there slippers?
Slippers to the bar is the best. They're a statement, and they're fun to dance in. That girl is insane.
I wasn't gonna touch that I don't even wipe my own
There's nobody in this house wiping your ass for you, so.
If I really needed to do it, it's my best friend.
We've grown so much.
Oh, I love this. Oh my God.
Now, there are some things we gotta get into when it comes down to your downtime. Slippers at the bar is, first of all, I think it's kind of iconic. How did this come to be?
I've been doing it for a while. There was a little bit there where I was in, I think, second year university or maybe first year, and my roommates wouldn't go out with me. And I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go in my pajamas and my slippers. And it was a hit. So I've just been doing it ever since. And I'm a bar star in my slippers and my sneakers or my heels.
You know what? The party stops for nobody, no matter the outfit. Giselle, we know Chris is all about the Lila life, but for you, slippers at the bar, yay or nay?
You know, as a Jamaican, it's like when you go out, you look your best and you look nice. Lila does not give a fuck. But that's kind of what I love about her. It's like, even in those slippers, face card tee, like looking cute, he's puffed up. I can't even say anything. Like, I couldn't say anything.
And she does look good in the slippers.
She looks really good in the slippers.
I have to say. One last question for our unofficial meatballs. Chris, Lila, you guys are truly like yin and yang. But Lila, we have to know, would you actually wipe Chris's ass if he made you to? No hesitation.
No, if he needed help, I'd help him.
See, and Chris, would you allow it?
Yeah, I don't actually use the bathroom that way, so she would not have a lot to wipe.
So if needed, Lila's your girl.
Yeah, and if, you know what, if she wouldn't do it, I would probably make Isaiah do it.
And on that note, that is all we will be unpacking tonight. Christopher, Giselle, Lila, thank you guys so much for being honest and giving the fans all the tea that they needed. And to everyone who picked up the duck phone, consider this a warning, we will call again. And if this is how things are halfway through the summer, I genuinely can't imagine what the rest of the season has in store. But what I do know is we will be right here breaking it all down. Grab your drinks, everybody. And until then, stay messy, Canada. Cheers, guys. We love you. You guys were amazing.